our enormous strides, we still have problems that we need to work on together. The agenda that I present to you this evening builds on the work that we have done together over the past 3 years. Every single proposal is tied directly to building a new Virginia economy that creates opportunity for families from every walk of life and every corner of our Commonwealth. One of the most severe challenges facing our Commonwealth today is how we care for our fellow Virginians who suffer from behavioral health disorders. As too many recent tragic events have taught us, our current system is too fragmented and underfunded. The budget that I submitted to you last month includes new funding to allow our community service boards to offer same-day service to Virginians who are experiencing behavioral health crisis. This will allow our CSBs to serve Virginians rather than turning them away at risk of their health and the risk of others. One result of our challenged mental system is that too many individuals who suffer from behavioral health, and they have these disorders, sometimes they wind up in jail. Well, there are not enough resources to properly care for them. To solve the problem, I have proposed legislation and funding to expand mental health screenings in local and regional jails. And as we work to prevent future tragedies, I have proposed legislation giving the Virginia Board of Corrections the authority to investigate deaths in Virginia jails so that that role is very clear if one does occur. But before we move on, I want to especially thank Senator Creed Deeds for his vision and his leadership on this very important issue. We cannot fully reform our mental health system without tackling the massive epidemic that Virginia and other states face across the nation. We are confronting the issue of heroin and prescription drugs. In 2015, we saw more than 800 of our fellow Virginians of all ages, of all walks of life, die due to opioid addiction and overdose. And when the final data is available, we expect the total in 2016 to have exceeded 1,000. Tackling this problem is a matter of life and death for people in every corner of Virginia. My budget proposal includes $5.3 million for increased substance abuse disorder services and new tools to prevent overdose deaths. I have also introduced a package of legislative reforms that include limiting opiate prescriptions written in emergency departments to 3 days, requiring e-prescriptions for all prescription narcotics, and allowing community organizations to distribute naloxone during opioid response training. The men and women affected by this crisis are sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, husbands and wives. If we act together boldly here in Virginia, we can fight this epidemic and keep these Virginians and their families and their communities healthy. I look forward to working with members, including delegates John O'Bannon, John Bell, and Todd Pillion, to confront this urgent problem. These investments and policy changes will enhance our mental health system and confront our growing opioid epidemic. Additionally, as we wait for Congress to determine the future of the Affordable Care Act, we should always remember that Medicaid expansion offers us an additional $300 million per year to strengthen our behavioral health system. As you know, the budget I submitted gives the governor the authority to expand Medicaid if an enhanced federal match is available after October 1, 2017. And even if that does not happen, and is not the case, we should all agree that we do have a responsibility to help as many people as we can access health care. Virginians elected us to solve problems. 400,000 people living without health care is a problem. We should never stop seeking ways to solve this problem. Another matter that deserves our attention is ensuring that our criminal justice system is keeping our communities safe in an effective and cost-efficient manner. I am proud of the progress that we have made transforming Virginia's juvenile justice system from an adult-style incarceration system to now a data-driven enterprise aimed at putting our young people onto a better path. We can build on our progress reforming our criminal justice system with smart policy choices this session. One way to accomplish this goal is to increase the Commonwealth's threshold for felony larceny from $200 to $500. Right now, Virginia is tied with New Jersey for 50th out of 50 for the most punitive felony threshold in the nation. Let us work together to bring Virginia up from the bottom of the rankings on this very important issue. Another step that we can take to protect Virginians' economic productivity is to limit the number of people whose driver's license are suspended due to unpaid court costs and non-driving related offenses. Suspending people's driver's license limits their ability to work, which only makes it more difficult for them to earn the money to pay off the debt and to build a better life. Additionally, I'm proposing to make it easier for people who have been wrongly convicted of crimes to clear their names. This bill will allow individuals to petition for a writ of actual innocence if new evidence indicates that they were wrongly convicted, even if they have pleaded guilty. Last month, I submitted my amendments to the Commonwealth's biennial spending plan for fiscal years 2016 through 2018. The plan that I presented to you addresses the Commonwealth's revenue shortfall while protecting core services like education and public safety. It hasn't always been easy, but our work together on the budget has always been marked by bipartisan cooperation. I particularly want to thank Chairman Jones, Ware, Norman, and Hanger for your continuing partnership in dealing with Virginia's budget and spending plan. Our state workforce is the best in America, and they deserve more compensation than they currently receive. I'm proud that we have worked over the past 3 years together to pass 2 such salary increases. While language in our budget restricted the second raise due to our revenue shortfall, the budget offers Virginia's teachers, state employees, state-supported local employees a 1.5% bonus as a stopgap until our revenue conditions allow for a permanent increase in base pay. If our revenue continues to improve, I'm eager to work with you to prioritize more significant pay increase. Even as we have dealt with a challenging revenue picture, the budget that I submitted to you does not make any program cuts to K through 12 education. It also requires fewer reductions from our higher education system than originally anticipated. I am proud of the work that we have done together to strengthen Virginia's education system from pre-K all the way through higher ed and mid-career workforce training. This session, we can build on those accomplishments together. We all agree that technology provides us with the opportunity to offer high-quality education to students who are unable to attend school in a traditional setting. This year, I'm proposing to offer full-time, high-quality virtual training to every single student in Virginia. I am also proposing several pieces of legislation aimed at helping Virginians access student financial aid and pay those loans off as quickly and easily as possible. Right now, Virginians collectively owe over $30 billion on student loans. But too often, those loans lack basic consumer protections against predatory loan services. To meet that challenge, I'm proposing a Borrower's Bill of Rights to provide student loan borrowers with basic consumer protections and more information and assistance on repaying debt. I am also proposing legislation that will give Virginians institutions of higher education the authority to restructure financial aid to incentivize students to complete